Recovery is messy, beautiful, and terrifying at the same time. After therapy and being admitted at a mental institution, I had to come back and rebuild my life from the ground up. Dumelang, good day. Welcome to Healing the Inner Child with Mami Galai. In this video, I share the hard truth about recovery, the unexpected good things, the struggle of going back to the normal life and trying to fit in, and finally, what helps in the long run. If there's one thing that you can take away from this video is that healing is not linear. It's not a straight line. One of the hard truths that I've experienced after recovery is losing relationships. I've lost some of the relationships that meant a lot to me, because some of those relationships were with people who were in my life for the longest of time. I've lost contact with a lot of, not a lot, let me not exaggerate, with some of my family members, with some of my friends. And in as much as I know that healing was important for me, it doesn't erase the fact that it hurts. It hurts a lot, because sometimes I just sit and miss those people and wish they were still in my life. But because of the toxicity, I realized that things are better this way. Sometimes as human beings, we are forced to do and to make the hard decisions just for our own peace. Relationships are very complex, guys. Relationships are very complex. And to a certain extent, I do understand those few individuals that are no longer part of my life. But at the same time, unfortunately, I can't continue living in the toxicity, because it's one thing for me to tell a person when they've wronged me once, twice, or even 3 times, but it's another way when I don't see changed behavior, because people do that a lot, especially people who are very close to us, family members, friends, and even sometimes our romantic partners. So I realized that I didn't want to live in that dysfunctionality anymore. It was that thing of, I love you, but at this point in my life, you are toxic to me. And until you've done the work, until you realized that you need help, I'm sorry, I won't be able to allow you into my life anymore. And it was so good, like it hurts, guys. I usually have those moments where I just, grieve those relationships. It's not easy losing people who have been there all your life. And now, because of what you know, and realizing that their presence just causes more harm. They cause more harm instead of healing. So I was forced to put such people at a distance from me. Not because I hate them. No, guys, I don't hate them. I love them and I wish they were still part of my life. But at the same time, I recognize that keeping them around is only going to take me back. Another thing is, the self-doubt that comes with recovery. Because sometimes are you not an imposter? What's gonna happen if I relapse? If I go back and continue with the dysfunctionality? And also how people will see me. We get a bit dirty. Just because therapy and whatnot, those thoughts do come every now and then. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And but at the same time, guys, I just love the positive things that come with recovery and healing. Things like the strength that you gain. Strength is gaining, and that I continue to gain. It's so like, it's amazing, guys. I keep on, challenging myself to do hard things. Even now, like this channel, I feel like it's one of those things that I've gained from therapy. To put myself out there and share this message. So in as much as I complain about the negative things that I experienced and continue to experience, there's also the positive side of things, like the self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. I am more self-aware right now than I was before I started therapy. I am self-aware. I can't say 100%, but ke kgona ho bona ha ke paisa when I'm doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing, even, hurting people, whether ke ba hetile ke ka mabomo or ke sa plana. Like when somebody comes to me and tells me that I've wronged them, I guess I'm not offensive about it. Because sometimes, guys, we don't like being corrected, even though we know deep down that we've done wrong to other people. We don't like it's not a nice feeling, to be honest. It really isn't a nice feeling. So no, Yana, when that happens, I think I handle things better. Another sad thing about recovery has to be the pressure to be okay all the time. The pressure to be okay all the time. I get when you've went for therapy, you're supposed to know how to handle certain emotions. When I try to express how I really feel, especially if it's negative emotions. Because I think a lot of people have this idea already. After therapy, now you're not supposed to feel sad, you're not supposed to feel angry. Guys, those are natural emotions. Nobody can run away from them. It's only normal for a person to feel that way. It's only normal for mom and Kalai to feel that way once in a while. Because guys, not okay all the time. What is that? Bupilombo, bupilombo. Daboa, guys. In as much as I try to be positive all the time, but it's hard, to be honest. Imagine trying to keep positive while you have a difficult boss, because unfortunately, the reality, yes, some of the people out there. So imagine, just because you go for therapy now, you pretend and act as if those are not some of your experiences. No, guys, that is toxic. That is toxic positivity. It's toxic. You must allow yourself to feel angry, to feel your negative emotions, because it's only by feeling those negative emotions that you'll be able to appreciate when you feel those positive ones. Jolly, guys, there's no way now I refuse, guys, to pretend as if you're positive or I've got everything figured out, because I don't. No, I don't, guys. I think every day now I'm such a crybaby. If there's any inconvenience, when I get home, by the way, I don't like crying in front of people. I don't like crying in front of people. Obviously, I'll try to keep strong when I'm around people, but when I get home, I cry, and sometimes, after crying, look at myself in the mirror like, yeah, hey, whatever, mommy, hey, wallah. But that is only normal, because also the positive thing about crying is that once I'm done crying, I feel okay. Sharp as if something it will. So guys, we need to normalize that. This thing of trying to act all strong, every time, hey, it's gonna send you to your grave. Express your emotions. If people have done you wrong, confront them. Tell them. Obviously, you don't have to be arrogant about it, but always try to be open with people. Not only when they've done good things, even when, they've done negative things to you. And that's how relationships are built. This thing of people pleasing isn't working. No, it doesn't work for me. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for me. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not a people pleaser. I always try to express my feelings. And lastly, guys, what helps in the long run, or what has been helping me from 2003 and currently, is journaling. I journal like every morning. I journal every morning, and it really helps. I don't even know how to explain it. It was something because I write all emotions down and try to reflect on them and ask myself questions. Okay, mommy, so you feel this way. Why you feel that way? Why is it that you feel that way? Is it something that you can control? Is it something that you can control? I've realized that most of my worries come from things that I cannot control. So sometimes it's pointless for me to stress about them or to think about them a lot, because it's not like there's anything that I can do to change them. Sometimes you just have to allow God and the universe to do, their thing. Do your part and leave everything to God. Because guys, we're gonna die. We're gonna leave this world prematurely. And no. Sometimes we just have to let things be. Let situations be. Let people be. Focus on the things that we can control. I try to have, self-compassion, because guys, it's very important for me to understand at the end of the day, we are only human. Are perfectly. Today maybe it will be planning with something better, and then tomorrow when I wake up, but you feel a different way, guys. As long as I'm able to go back and rectify. This is not me, saying that people should do things that they know aren't gonna benefit them. And then I was just trying to allow myself to feel my emotions. This is not me saying that people should dwell on their negative emotions and dwell on doing things that are not gonna benefit them. Guys, that is wrong. Sometimes we do know from 20, and that doesn't mean just because we should choose wrong things, because I think at the core of us as human beings, our intuition, whether this is the correct thing to do or not. So I think we all know, let's do better, guys. Lastly, I think boundaries. I know I talk about boundaries a lot. They've really helped me, guys, to maintain this current state and try to do better, because boundaries then to this is mommy, this is what I bring, this is what I bring to the table, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. The funny thing is that my current community is able to meet me where I'm at. And this had to start with me being open, being transparent. And they try. They're not perfect. And I love the fact that even when they've wronged me, and tell them, oh guys, you see, I don't like when you did 1, 2, 3. They don't take that personal. They know it's nothing personal. It's just how they made me feel. And them trying to rectify that tomorrow or in future. And then we move forward. So in as much as recovery is not all rosy, mara le yona e monate, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm happy where I'm currently at in life and the people that I have around me. Because guys, I take care of myself. You know, I start my day before going to work. I exercise in the morning, I journal, I read a book, even if it's just for 20 minutes, so that I can prepare myself for the day ahead. And it becomes so much easier. Life has become so much easier. So even when I get to work, ke fitla mosebetsing ke le hantle, ke le betere. Whether it's in the day before, I can say that, you know, onto other people, because we do that as human beings. All in all, recovery has been very kind to me. And I hope and pray that you guys consider going for therapy. I know I say this a lot. Going for therapy. And le nne hantle man. Le nne hantle, le loke. So that we can kgone ho phedisana mo lefatsheng. Because no man is an island. And as much as I have recovered and continue to recover, it doesn't mean now I have to shut everybody out. No. Because I cannot phela ke le one. Our true happiness comes from our communities, not from materialistic things. You know, you might think you have this and that, so you don't need people. No, that is wrong. That is not true. We need human connection. Thank you so much, guys, for your support, for taking your time to listen to this video. And I hope you've learned a few things about recovery. And thank you so much for subscribing, for commenting, for sharing the channel and everything that you do in between.